we go, fellas. Talkin Noise Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4, Playoff Edition, NBA Playoff Edition. We in the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals now. A lot has happened in the last 2 rounds. We're going to dive right into it. We got Mees, we got Harper here. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Yep.
So, the NFL released a schedule. So, we looking forward to this NFL season. We're looking forward to fantasy football. Mees, you will not take the crown this year. I'll be regaining that crown because it should belong to me. But I do have a surprise for you when we have our meeting. I have a surprise. So, you'll see what surprise I will have. But what y'all been up to? What's been going on? What you been listening to? there's a lot of albums been coming out. Pusha T, Future. I think Kendrick just dropped here. So what's up?
Don't I think. Feeling man. I want to get in on the fantasy football this year, man.
The A lead. My A lead is full.
Wow.
My A lead is full. It's been full for what? The last 4 or 5 years. So, that's really intense. So I've been trying to make a B league, but some people want to be with it. Some people don't want to be with it. But if I can get 12 people, to get in there.
Kendrick is good. It's artistic, man. It ain't just all riding around, bump my heads, smoke a black. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ingest it,
It's a play. That's what I told him. It's a play. That's what it is. Sound like I'm listening to a Broadway play or something.
You should get up and clap after it's over.
Okay. If I can get through 2 songs.
Wow. The disrespect.
Oh, that's no disrespect. Mees, what you been up to, sir?
Same old.
Ho. Happy birthday to you, man. You had a birthday. Happy birthday to you, my brother.
Appreciate it. Oh, I would have forgot about that. Yeah, celebrating your birthday. Nothing, man. I've been listening to that Future. It's fire to me.
I think so too.
I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar's. I don't think I've ever downloaded the Kendrick Lamar album.
Oh man!
Maybe that the one that's like the Damn. Is that what it's called? Is that the album? I downloaded that one, but I didn't even. I downloaded it for like 2 songs. But Kendrick Lamar is a good artist. He's just not my style. It's not my
correct.
Style. I don't. I haven't listened to it, but I've heard mixed reviews about it. But that Future album, fire. It's great for the riding around. It's great for the gym. It's great. It's like great in the morning when I need to wake up. So it does everything that I needed to do for me. So
I got a question. I got one more question about this. What's y'all's top 5 tracks so I can listen to them? See
top 5 tracks off Future album.
Yeah.
Definitely the one with Drake.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't really like that one. He got 2 of them with Drake, I think. But
with the Tim, is it Tim? What they call it?
Tim.
Yeah. All right.
What's that? We on the way or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I like 712. I'm that nigga. Chickens massaging me.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost,
Voodoo.
You just gotta sample around and see what you like, and then go from there.
Man,
I did listen to it. I did. I at least give these mainstream guys, at least one playthrough.
Yeah.
That's why I say with the Kendrick.
But don't knock it though. You come on here and you text and knock the album.
No.
Yes, she is.
Y'all can't knock the album because y'all didn't even listen to it.
Which one? I listened to the Kendrick. I just thought a lot of it was just.
I didn't even download Kanye album. Like I don't.
Oh, me either.
It's
I
only
like
certain type of
that.
artists. I'm so old now, man. I don't care about. I like certain artists. I listen to my boy Rod Wave and Future. That's about it, really, right
You
now.
all Southern. I can see you in the car now, rapping.
It's crazy. Even my son know a Rod Wave song.
See?
So much.
Rob, you got your biggest fan right here.
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest, but no, I do like Rod Wave.
He's in the rotation. Well, yeah, a lot of good albums. The weather's changing. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So I'm glad this heat is coming because I'm just tired of that rain and we need something different so we can get outside and, relax, enjoy each other, and do that. But we got to talk about NBA playoffs. The Celtics versus the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Lost game one. Terrible loss. Terrible loss. It counts.
No,
it counts.
It counts. If you lose this series, there's definitely
that's part of the 4 wins. It counts. But leading up to this, last time we asked how far the Celtics could go. We had predictions. We didn't know they was going to sweep the Nets. We knew that they can compete with the Bucks, but we didn't know Middleton was going to get injured in that, Bulls series. Just leading up to this point, how has the Celtics played? What do you think? What have you saw from them? And just what do you think about game one against the Heat?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
I want your outside view first.
Well, I mean, I'll just speak on this before I touch on this series. I'll just speak on the Celtics as a whole.
Sure.
I'm impressed, in particular with the defense. I watched the Celtics, but I didn't really watch the Celtics during the regular season probably quite like you guys did or other people. But
every game,
it's the defense. I mean, I don't know if the defense has been like this all year or it came after the All-Star break when y'all went on that run. But
2022,
I mean, it's the most impressive defense that I've seen this year. And with the playoffs, you got 5 guys that can guard 1 through 5. I mean, not 5 guys, but you got any guy on the court can guard the 1 through 5. I mean, active, sliding. I mean, what I seen them do what I seen you guys do to KD, I was just in awe. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is, to me, he is currently the greatest player, or at the time was the greatest player playing in the NBA right now, and made him look like freaking Grayson Allen. I mean, it was very impressive. It's very impressive. I mean, Jason Tatum, to me, is emerging as a top 5, top 7 player over these playoffs. He's always been impressive, but I mean, just being able to lead a team and winning, and he is actually the leader. Like, I mean, I know he's been to an Eastern Conference Finals before, but he wasn't necessarily the leader. I don't think you guys really necessarily had a leader at that time in 2018. He is the leader. Al Horford is impressive. Jaylen Brown, I mean, he's I wish he could be a little more consistent offensively, but he plays defense. And I mean, that's the thing about you guys, is when your offense isn't clicking, the defense doesn't change. It doesn't change, and that's how you stay in the games. And I mean, I'm just impressed with what Brad Stevens has done as a general manager. Ime Udoka has done as a head coach. Only thing I wish is that we got more Nia Long shots, at the home games. But
she's good where she's at. She's good where she's at.
But the touch on the Celtics,
I was looking for her last game too, man. I'm
like, hey, she ain't even in Miami.
I was like, what you gonna wear down here?
She's there.
But the touch on the Celtics Heat game, I mean, I had the Heat winning the first game. I actually have the Celtics in 5. I had the Heat winning the first game. I thought that short layover from Game 7 to now would affect you, and then Al Horford, Marcus Smart, that stuff's gonna affect you. But I'm still impressed, and I'm not wavered by what I saw. You won, Celtics. You guys won 3 out of the 4 quarters, and I don't think you'll shoot that well. I mean, shoot that bad in the third quarter again. And then you're getting Marcus Smart, you're getting Al Horford back. Jimmy Butler even scored 40 points, you still lost by like 10, 11 points or something like that. So I think it's a lot to build on. I think when you guys went into the film room the day after, I think we saw a lot of things that you guys just clean up. It's like it's nothing that's alarming. It's stuff that you can clean up. And I don't see the Heat. I think the Celtics are the better team. I don't see the Heat. You got Jimmy Butler. This is a bad matchup to me for Tyler Hero, even though I'm a Tyler Hero guy. I just think this is a very bad matchup for him because you have so many defenders that can defend the Heat, that can match up with him.
Yes.
And he's, I think it'll give him a hard time. Jimmy Butler, I thought it would give Jimmy Butler a hard time, but he's starting to show me that he's going to ball out regardless of who he's playing in the playoffs. And I mean, I think even with him balling out, it's still, he had 40 and you still barely, almost could have won that game with that bad third quarter. So, I mean, I tip my hats off to the Celtics. And I think they're my favorite to come out the East and also my favorite to right now, well, between them and the Warriors to win not national, but to win the NBA Finals. So, congrats and keep going. But yeah, that's what I saw. Very impressive. Shoot threes and play defense, and that's you can't beat that.
Very impressive take.
I'm impressed with that take.
We for them coming to this playoffs and from how they played from the All-Star break to now, I knew that this team was together. Even like after the games that we used to see, like them working out after every game, even though they won by 20 or whatever, they was winning by 20 several like 10 plus games in a row, and sometimes it's not even close and the game be over early, and they were competing. And then people said they really playing their guys and getting that 2 seed to face Brooklyn. They really gonna do that? Like, are they serious right now? And I've been sitting in this quote, like when Jaylen Brown said after the Wolves game, we not running from nobody. Seeding is going to happen. We got to play these people eventually. We not running from nobody. And that's been the mentality right now. We not running from nobody. They came into that Nets series and pretty much, took Kyrie out after game one and his show that he put on with on the court and with the fans. We took him out of the whole series. And then KD really wasn't himself. He probably had one good decent shooting game, and then like in the fourth quarter he was pretty much out of there. But it was pretty much all Celtics defensive, impressive, and then these guys actually not being afraid of Kyrie or KD and stepping up and playing big basketball and great basketball as a team, and Tatum and Brown leading us. And then you go to a Bucks series. I mean, we found out Middleton was going to be out. Greek's still the greatest player in the world right now. And for what they did, they came in game one and lost. Didn't play well, shot poorly, wasn't playing defense, just all out of sync, and then came back and won that game two. And then could have won game three in the Bucks, but lost, and then won game four, and then so on and so off. And then for them to win that game seven, the win at game six was big, and for Tatum to have that 40-point game, that was huge. And then going home and just saying, all right, we back. Let's go home. We got the crowd. We got the energy. We won game from what we supposed to accomplish, and they went out there and took care of business. Grant Williams having a big game, hitting
shout out to Grant Williams.
Hitting 7 threes.
Impressive.
So that was big. And then for them to, we've been at this stage before. We played them in 2020, back in the East Conference Finals. We were up double digits in the game and gave the game away in game one. Up double digits again in game two and gave the game away. So right now we just need to finish, and that's what they've been doing this year. They've been knowing that, all right, we made these mistakes. Now we got to go back and clean it up and play Celtics basketball. And Ime Udoka is holding them accountable. You can see him yelling. You can see him cussing at players. You can say, hey, you need to be here. And so that's the different mentality that he's bringing to the team that Brad didn't bring. Brad can give you the X and O's and tell you, hey, we need to do this. This is what they're doing. Let's fix it here. But he's holding them accountable, and I think they'll play a different game in game two. So we'll see what happens. My points is limit the turnovers. You got to limit the turnovers because you giving them an extra chance. We were just throwing the ball everywhere. Tatum had 6 turnovers in the third quarter. And then he had we shot 2 for 15. They shot 17 free throws. Jimmy Butler ain't Embiid. He can't get to the free throw line that much. Come on, 18 free throws. 18 free throws.
3 quarters.
You said what?
He shot 16 of them 18 in 3 quarters.
You know what I mean? So it was probably the worst quarter the Celtics played in playoff history, and we just got to bounce back and we had a lead at half, but that third quarter, that's when we need to sustain the lead and we need to play team basketball. Maybe slow the game down. Maybe find out what we need to do, but we need to find out what it is we need to do to hold that lead coming out
I think
of
that's where
halftime.
y'all missed Al Horford. Y'all missed Al Horford in that third quarter.
And Smart.
He give you those and Smart, but they give you those buckets like when Tatum and Brown isn't on, they'll give you, Horford was giving buckets, when Tatum and Brown weren't available or wasn't playing up to par at that time. So, I think Al Horford will definitely help him and Marcus Smart because I think that's also extra body on Jimmy Butler as well and Tyler Hero too.
So we can't have these long runs, 22-2 runs, then 11-0 run to end the quarters. We can't have that. I mean, Hero kept him in the game in the first half, but he was really a non-factor in the second half. So I feel like it's a bounce back game tonight. I think if we win tonight, we should steal this game and then win the next two at home.
I don't see them beating.
That's what I envision, and I hope that's true because we need to get over the hump to get to the finals because we've been here too long for too many years, and it's time for us to reach that next level and compete for an NBA championship.
I say the biggest thing I'm concerned about is the coaching because I do feel like Ime, I've had my ups and downs with him, but I do feel like he is a good coach. But this is one coach of a couple in the league that I feel like
he said fire the guy.
Say what?
He said fire the guy.
I did. I did. Thank you, man. Yes, I did. We ain't gonna say what you said again. I didn't say that.
What did I say? Oh, okay.
I do feel like Spoelstra is a better coach all around. I feel like the adjustments that he made at halftime were very good. They basically had them defend Tatum like we defended KD. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of ball pressure, a lot of early ball pressure because Tatum, for whatever reason, they made him a primary ball handler. I guess Derek White can't really dribble. Pritchard's not going to play that much. When Smart's not on the floor, they're going after our ball handlers, and that was a big issue because Tatum just kept – he had 6 turnovers in one quarter. Like, that just killed him.
Unreal.
Yeah. And I want to talk about the Heat. Like, I do feel like Jimmy Butler – I'm not a Jimmy Butler fan. I do think he's a really good player. He gets a lot of help from the referees for whatever reason. It's always been like that. Yeah, like they really treat him like he's Dwayne Wade, and he is not.
Yeah.
But beyond that, this will be his highest scoring game of the series because there will be no more Peyton Pritchard switches. There will be no more of that. You will have Marcus Smart on you if he is healthy enough to play 35-plus minutes. That's to be seen. And, yeah, man, I just feel like Bam, he kind of feel like I've watched a couple of Heat games. He's just not the same guy he was even 2 years ago. I don't know why.
Bam not good to me no more. He not good.
Yeah, it's like I remember when our first podcast, we had him like top 10 under whatever, and we were pretty confident about that. But yeah, I agree. He's not the same player. I don't, especially offensively. Right. He is not the same guy at all. So that'll be interesting with Horford coming back, who I know is going to have a little chip on his shoulder for not playing in that first game.
Mm-hmm. And Horford stepped up and played a huge game in Game 6, having 30. I mean, it was just
several huge games. Yeah, like 15 rebounds. In that first.
It was just he was just playing like phenomenal and then back down. And then when Greek had that dunk, that stare down, that just clicked the switch in him, and it was like, all right, okay, you want to do that? But let's go. I think that might have been Game 4 when he had 30.
It's not easy to beat Al Horford, man. People used to clown my boy for he beat Al Horford. KD couldn't even beat Al Horford. And Greek. Come on, man. He was playing great defense on Greek.
Yes.
He's very underrated. I remember when we
very inefficient.
When we first got Al, I remember because, he was a max contract guy. A lot of people were mad because he ain't going to score. He'll give you 15 a night, but when him scoring 25 to 30, that's a rare occasion. Like, a lot of people are upset that we were paying him that much. But as you can see now in the spotlight, he does so much on both ends that it don't all show up in the stat sheet. So, yeah. Is Al Horford a Hall of Famer?
I don't know.
It's a good question. I mean, he could have a resume.
Remember college too now. He got 2 rings in college.
That's true. College does count.
Yep.
It does. He might be. I mean, I think another reason y'all added Al Horford was because from what I've heard, he's one of the better Giannis defenders in the league, period. Just like that's known throughout the ranks of the NBA front offices that Al Horford can guard. And, just
Embiid too.
He can guard Giannis. And then I heard that's why Philly had picked him up that year was to, in case they ran in the Greek, they got Al Horford, and he was one of the better defenders on Giannis. So,
and that's why they couldn't keep Butler.
Oh yeah,
they gave that money to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they wanted to keep Butler, I don't know if they wanted to keep Butler.
Yeah.
That was the thing. You saw the video with him saying that if they wanted to keep Butler, but I guess they kept Tobias over him. But that's here no there. So game 2. So you think? So me's got us winning game 2. What about you, Harper?
Oh, we need to win game 2. I don't think we need to punt back to game 5 again to try and win this game. We need to just go ahead now.
Get it out the way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good series, man. I just get it out the way. I mean, they don't have too much outside of, Butler, maybe Bam, and maybe a hero coming out. I mean,
they got dogs.
PJ Tucker ain't gonna hurt you. I mean, Vincent, he had a big game when he scored 16. I mean, he's some big shots, but I think we just need to lock in, for 60 minutes and then win the game.
Well, we got the human hospital on our team, so we got to get these wins as fast as we can. Because Robert Williams, he will not make it to 7 games of this series. I'm telling you that right now.
Well,
you don't think so?
He on the floor though, man. He's very.
He looked good last game.
He's very impressive when he's on the floor.
I ain't seen him play 6 games in a row yet.
But he can't let Butler throw his body to him, then you fly back and then he get an easy dunk. Like, come on, stand your ground, be a big man, play aggressive. Western Conference Finals, Mavs, Warriors.
Oh, wait. Are we going to give a prediction? What's our... By the time we pod again, the series will be over. So what's y'all predictions for that series?
Oh, I got Boston in 5.
He said Boston in 5.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. You did.
I said I think Boston and... I say 6. So we win the next 3. They win 1 at home, and then we go close it out at home.
I want to say 6, but I'm going to say 7. And I'm going to say 7 because I still don't think our 2 stars are quite mature enough to deal with because PJ Tucker's going to be really physical. At this point, he's not a great defender, but he likes to get in your head. He was being real physical with Tatum. I'm sure y'all saw that. I'm just not sure if they ready to we're going to kill today, we're going to kill tomorrow, we're going to kill tomorrow. When they back up against the wall, they do it, but I just got to see them. I just got to see it. Mm-hmm. I got to see it. So I say in 7.
So me's is 5. I'm 6.
Mees, that's bold. I thank you, Mees. I'm impressed with this Celtics take
today. I don't see.
Our window's been closed.
It's opening now. It's opening back up. Shoot, it's definitely open back up.
We told you that.
Oh yeah.
Before AI, Dr. J was the last time they been at the second round. The Sixers. I wasn't worrying about no Knicks. I wasn't worrying about the Atlanta Hawks. We knew what we was going to do. We just had to put the pieces around these guys when we was already at that ceiling. Now we finally doing that. And I guess we can thank the coach and we can thank Brad because I told y'all he knew what he needed for this team. He went out and got the pieces that he needed. Now it's coming together in a defensive monster. But let's get to this Western Conference Finals. Mavs, Warriors. They played last night. Warriors didn't play so well. They played well enough to opening up in the third quarter and then pretty much put the game away. That's what teams should do. And then Wiggins had a big game against Luka and on the offensive end, being aggressive. I think he was in double digits early in the first half and then finished with like 19 in the game. But, from this point, like we did last on the Eastern Conference into the Western, Luka, Game 7 in Phoenix against the number one team, the hottest team in the NBA, and you do that, beat them by 40 plus.
That's what we need to talk about.
Come on now, like what the deal is. And then you pretty much the Jazz. You missed he missed 2 games too, and then come back and they beat the Jazz in 6? Or probably 5. But what do you see from the Mavs and the Warriors, and then talk about Game 1? Harper.
Well, I feel like the Warriors put a good game plan on Luka. They did some boxing one, similar to what Toronto did on Luka, and Luka was not ready for that. They didn't hit no shots, and a big piece for them is what's my man Looney?
Yeah.
Looney, when he gets switched out on the perimeter, or at least for that game, he looked pretty good. Like he held his ground pretty well. They gonna need to get what's the kid? Max Kleber? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's gotta be able to match those minutes with your boy, and he's got to be able to knock down shots and things to get Looney off the floor. Because with Looney and Draymond on the floor, Luka has no room of getting to the basket, and that's kind of what stuck out to me. And the Mavericks are a very small team, so they're gonna need all of the downsides that they can get from the Warriors. So they got to knock down shots, I think, is the biggest thing. But I got the Warriors in 6 games, honestly. So
yeah, the Warriors, like Clay did. He had 0 points in the first half, and then for them to, like Mees kept saying yesterday, in a minute now, one of them two can turn it on, and this league gonna go quick. So you better watch out.
Yeah.
So, and then that's what Steph did in the third quarter. He had 2 threes and put it up to 17. He was doing a little showboat, which, that's what fans do. Players do. Fans do the same thing. That's what players do. We probably did it when we played sports, and something was going great. We in the moment. It's just in the moment. That's what happens. But Luka pretty much shut down in the second half. He had 2 points. 2 points.
6 turnovers
in the second half. 6 turnovers. He played good in the first with his 16, I think. 18. And then he had 2 points in the second half. So he got to be more aggressive. They really didn't shoot well. They was 22% from 3. Warriors didn't really shoot well. They had was 34% from 3. Luka came in averaging 31 points in the playoffs, and for them to do that, and with big ups to Wiggins for showing up and playing defense. Harper gives Wiggins a lot of grief and talking bad on the boy, but he's an all-star. He played like an all-star last night.
He ain't no all-star. He a high-level role player.
He an all-star. Don't take that compliment away from him. He was all-star. So he played.
Mo Williams.
He played good yesterday, and he deserved it. Mo Williams deserved it. But this should be an interesting series. Luka was down 2-0, came back against Phoenix, and was impressive. So I'm pretty sure he got to play better and lead this team. And we're going to see how much he can get from those others, Bullock, a Powell.
Jason Kidd going to adjust.
Things like that. So
that he can adjust in these playoffs. So I want to see.
That's the coach you didn't want.
It is. It's right.
I want to. Not now. We in the Eastern Conference Finals just like they're in the Western Conference Finals. Right. So we in a good spot.
Took the harder road too.
Yes. So We yeah, I think I got the Warriors probably in. I give it 6. I give it 6. I think Luka can get 2 games, if not one.
They good at home.
Yeah, especially with that crowd.
Well, is my go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think first you got to give credit to the Mavs and the Warriors for getting it this far. I don't think nobody at the beginning of the year saw either one of these teams even get this far. So you definitely got to give them credit for that. I mean, just speaking on the Mavs coming up to this point, I mean, they've been very impressive. Luka Doncic. I mean, I don't have a bad thing to say about Luka. Now I got a lot that's bad to say about the rest of them guys, but I mean, because Luka gonna need some help, and this is the series that's gonna show that he's playing with some average to below average role players and talent. That when you put them up against a team like this, you played the Jazz. The Jazz, one of the worst defensive teams in the playoffs at the time. That none of their guards can stay in front of anybody. Rudy Gobert has to literally sit in the middle of the paint and abandon his guy. I gave Rudy a hard time for a long time, but I sat and watched the series and heard all the analytics and looked and everything. And I mean, Rudy Gobert really has to. They were getting on him because he had to. His man was wide open. Kleber was killing him, was wide open, but he has to stay in the paint because if not, it'll be a layup line. Because Donovan Mitchell, Bogdan, none of them can stay in front of anybody. So you got the Mavs. They face the Jazz, terrible defensive team. Then you go against the Suns, who I had honestly as one of the teams I thought would win this year.
Yes,
and I'm glad that they didn't because it's showing that last year was a fluke. A lot of hurt, shortest off season. I've been saying the shortest off season in sports history and injuries to major superstars, and they shouldn't have never been there last year. And I'm glad they're not here this year. But the Suns
they deserved it last year.
2020, Mies.
They deserve it, huh?
You can say that for 2020.
I've been waiting, but they basically the Suns are one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
So, the Mavs already had the advantage there because they shoot threes. So threes versus twos that, the Suns don't get to the line as much as basically any other team in the playoffs. So I think that they met their match here. Matchup wise, they won that, and nobody's seen it, but they were killing those bigs too. And I think that Monty should have thought about taking Ayton out, or even thought about taking what my boy Pat Bev said. Should have took CP3 out and just see, not necessarily bench him, but just see how he looks, how your team looks without Chris Paul in the lineup to see what you can get, out of them. But to go to the Mavs right now, I think they're going to lose this series in 5. The Warriors are just the Warriors are just too good, man. They play defense. They do exactly everything that the Mavs do, but they do it better. Free flowing offense. Multiple times I've seen Mavs defenders just, they see Steph Curry pass the ball and then they kind of just get flat-footed and just chill out. And you can't do that because as soon as Curry passed the ball, he might be at the top of the key, take off at the top of the key, get the ball back, pull up 3. And it's hard to chase around Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and now Jordan Poole for a whole game. It's tough. They chased Bane into a back injury last series. So I think the Warriors will win in 5. I think it's not going to even be a real series. I think the Mavs will blow them out in one home game because, like you said, they play good at home. But the Warriors are just too experienced. They've got the better shooters, better defenders, better coaching. I mean, unless something happens, Luka, they've been in these spots where they've had to stop a KD or stop a LeBron or stop a Kawhi or whoever, you know what I'm saying, a Damian Lillard. So they know how to stop superstars and make the rest of the team beat you. And this is going to expose, to me, the Mavs supporting cast of Jalen Brunson, who, if Coach Kerr don't tell them boys, do not fall for that dang on pump fake on 6'1" soaking wet. He's 6'1" soaking wet. He ain't, so that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that big. Stop falling for the pump fakes. Just stay straight and block the shot.
That's the lead today. Everybody flopping, everybody doing that,
Yeah,
acting like they getting fouled. I mean, every play now it's hard for the refs to see. Oh, maybe this is a foul.
So I mean,
Now I will say, I do feel like the Warriors are really sloppy. Like they have a lot of turnovers.
that's what I was saying that they could play better. When I was
Yeah.
telling you yesterday, because they had so many turnovers, like they gave away. It could have been a bigger blowout,
Yep.
So
Yeah, they get real careless, even on defense too. Like they kind of forget a sign. They'll like fall asleep, get comfortable, but they do it a lot. Now I will say, it's a lot that the Mavericks can exploit. Like I didn't realize that Jordan Poole kid cannot play defense. I
terrible.
thought he was okay, but he might be worse than Steph on the perimeter playing D. And then you got Clay, who is, maybe next year. I remember Twan was saying, maybe next year he can get back to what he was, but right now he's not. I don't know. I feel like if they got to play us in the finals, it's gonna be tough on Clay and Poole and them guys. I mean, on both ends. I don't know. We got to get there first, but
For sure.
I feel like if Luka,
it's coming.
If Luka's who we think he is, yeah, like he can get 2 games. They'll definitely get a blowout, like you said, Mees at home, and then hopefully they can just get to the wire, and then they got the best play on the floor. So,
right. I think. And what do y'all think about this whole Steph? Because a lot of people are like kind of slamming Steph or saying that he's not as clutch. I don't know. Like basically, I don't know. Like I've heard people say this Clay team, Clay Thompson's team, basically because Clay makes clutch shots or whatever. But I don't. In my opinion, I don't necessarily think that this is Steph Curry's team. I think we all can agree this is Steph Curry's team. I think it's not necessarily. It's the offense. It's how the Warriors run their offense. It's a free-flowing offense. They're not unselfish. They don't care about taking the last shot. It's whoever's open, take the shot, and if you make it, you make it. And so I just think, I don't know. I want to get you guys' perspective on that. I think people are too hard on Steph Curry when it comes to that aspect of things.
So we talk about this quite a bit in our group chats, and a couple of our homeboys say the same thing. Mees, it's like, Steph is a smaller player. Like, there hasn't been a lot of small players that can just dominate and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Iverson, and that was for 2 seasons, I guess. And it's never really been a lot of guys his size that can do it. Now, he figured out a way to, I'm just going to match your 2 points to my 3 points every down. Yeah. And that's, that's where he gets off. Now, again, he's a shooter. He's not going to be hot every game or every half or every quarter. But when he gets hot, I've never seen a player that can just continuously make them shots like that. And he can create those shots. Right. I think that's definitely the difference between him and Clay. Clay can't create anything, especially not now. Steph can create these step back, fade away 3-pointers that a lot of people can't do, and he's made the most of in history. So I don't know. Yeah, he has had a couple of big games, notably against LeBron, where he does kind of fade at the end. And, again,
Toronto series as well.
Toronto series as well. And you got guys like Kawhi or Bron that's their time when they shine. Like at the end of the game, those guys you're going to see them. They're going to be involved. LeBron's going to be involved in every offensive play and a lot of the defensive big plays. So Steph's not going to do anything on one end, and on the other end, he's got to be hot. So
Steph was playing pretty good yesterday on the defensive end. Well,
he was.
He was very active, and I mean, he was sliding with Luka. I seen one play. He made a great defensive play.
He was trying. He was trying.
That's a good word. Yeah, he was trying. Yeah.
He did what was needed to be. I mean, stay in front of your man, keep your man guarded, and then you'll have the help in the backside. I mean, he had 12 rebounds. He had a game-high 12 rebounds yesterday. Did y'all know that? He had a game-high 12 rebounds. So he was doing what he needed to do to win that game. And he came out in the second half and, all right, let's put this game away. And he started the rally, and then his team followed. And the next thing you know,
He started the Soul Train line. That's
The,
what he started.
yeah,
Are
the,
they
de-
gonna get,
the defense helped out the offense, and so.
are they gonna
But
get GP2 back? Or series? Does anybody know?
I
what was he
heard
out 4 weeks
yeah, it's like
I
4 to
didn't hear.
6 weeks.
Okay.
So they were saying it might be like at the
later
end of
this?
this
Yeah,
round.
it could be later this.
Back to the end of the series if it's still going.
But Curry in his clutchness, I've seen some games where he wasn't a factor or he had the shots and didn't make them. So you have several games like that. But as a shooter and the lethal shooter he is, you do know that, all right, if he's wide open, then this might go in. So you are having that thought in your head, which he has games like that. I mean, he had 19 in the fourth quarter in that Memphis series. And closed that game out. So he has moments where he closed out games, but you can go back to different moments where he threw the. I think in that Cavs series, he threw the behind the back pass to Clay. You remember that? And went out of bounds. You know, different things where you can kind of point out, which everybody has. But it's been moments where people can tell you, all right, he hasn't been clutch in that last 3 minutes or however you want to say when the clutchness will start, when the clutch time starts. So.
A lot of it come from 2016. Let's be honest. You know, like I mean, it was an epic collapse. It was, and
for sure, that was a big collapse. In 2019, he has multiple games. He had multiple games where he could have, at least went up or won some games, but he missed the shots.
Yep.
But I mean, let's take your tax stuff. I mean, I don't think it's going to take away from the great, like his office ability and what he can do. I mean, it's just gonna put him. Is he the greatest, or is he in that area? I think that's where the clutchness and the conversation goes when you talk about being clutch, and where you rank, certain people in today's game and overall. So
it's a good question. Like we say all the time, we critical of LeBron. If you want me to call you the best, then I got to judge you against the best. So
sure.
It comes down to stuff like that,
That's why I don't give, like when people make comments and put them in a certain tier, as we call it, I have to judge you off that tier.
Yeah.
It's not me being hard or trying to be a hater. It's just me judging you off of, all right, you said this, let me judge you off this criteria. All right, now you in this tier. All right, here we go. I'm going to judge you off this one. This is the sheet and this is the rubric I'm going off. So that's pretty much it. It is, and everybody got different take.
But you also have to weigh in. It's not like it's like a flat out sheet. Okay, but you also have to look at circumstances, and it's a case by case basis within that sheet though. Like you can't just go, okay, like let me see what was going on with this team, such and such was out, or this player he was in. It could be whatever injury. Just certain things. I don't know.
But when people lose players, which it happens, Greek lost his sidekick. He needed Middleton in that series, and he was getting his after game 1 and 2. I mean, because he did what he had to do in game 1 and they won, but he didn't shoot that well.
Yeah, he didn't really shoot well in too many of those games.
Yeah, I think game three. That's when he had 40 something. But we'll hold him to. I mean, a lot of people are not gonna say too much about that series because of maybe he lost Middleton and things like that. But he did lose,
right?
A game 7. So people have different opinions about that. But the biggest disappointment from the playoffs. What do you think the biggest disappointment that y'all saw so far?
We already talked about it. It's got to be the Suns. I mean, they were the favorite to win the championship, man. I remember after last year, they were, our goal is to win. We focus on winning. We hungry. You had the coach of the year. It's been this CP3 point guard tour all year. Y'all told me Devin Booker is an all NBA player. I didn't see it. You're down.
Come on, man. He showed moments.
You're down 46 points on your home floor in a game 7. That's pretty
number
bad.
1 overall seed too.
Exactly. I don't know if I've ever seen a game 7 or playoff game that bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad. That was embarrassing from begin. I mean, even to start the game, they were Luka scored 27 and they had 27 points in halftime.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen anything like that. That's embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. I mean, my biggest take probably KD, Kyrie. I mean, what they couldn't manage to do. You couldn't win a game.
One game?
You couldn't win one game against that, and then it was just it could be Ben Simmons. It could be Ben Simmons the biggest disappointment. It could be Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons said he gonna play in Game 5. That report just came out.
Means I ain't saying that about your boy.
I was gonna mention about my boy. It's all good. James.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say for me, it's not a big disappointment for me, but I'll rip the Band-Aid off. Well, I think let's say this. I think the Sixers as a whole could have played better. You only take 2 shots. Some people might have a problem with that, but I necessarily don't. I think James Harden is. I think people expect James Harden to be the 40-point, 30-point plus a night person, and he's not. And I'm not. I don't know if that's maybe because he's just doesn't have it anymore. Is it that hamstring injury still bothering him? Is it just not? He's not dedicated to the game as what he used to be. But he's just not that guy anymore. But he still is one of the best players in the league, in my opinion. He's 22-10. I don't know. I just think I don't know. He let them boys down, but I also think that was part of. He's only been on the team for 2 months, so that's fitting in. He's trying to fit in, so he didn't want to take over. This is Embiid's team for one, so he's trying to.
But for somebody that wants $50 million a year,
who else you gonna pay?
Hold on. For somebody that wants $50 million a year, for somebody that wants this big max contract, for somebody that want to stay in the city that they're gonna give you hell here and they're gonna hold you accountable, but you came up short. You only shot 1 shot in the second half in a closeout game, and did he score in the second half? I don't think he scored. I don't think he scored in the second half. Like,
might have been 2 points.
You can't bring that to a city like Philadelphia because it won't hold over. They already on the radio talking about you, and then you want to stay here? Come on.
Hard all the time.
You can't do that. He came up short. He came up short in a lot of those games in the second half. He had one good game.
He was a first half guy because I used to bet on the first. It's first half over points always hit.
Yeah.
And he just wouldn't. The unders would hit for the full game. But I've heard reports saying that he, even Amari Stoudemire, who is Nets coach, he don't have nothing to do with James Harden. Nothing. He said that that hamstring get from last year hindered him from getting a start over the summer working out. And then he just didn't get to basically rehab.
You can say it means the strip club opened back up.
Correct. I mean, that's all it was. That's all it was.
It's definitely. I don't think. I'm a James Harden's my guy, but I don't.
He got ones from last year.
As dedicated as what he was in former years to basketball. He looks like he's got other stuff on his mind, hanging with a little baby. Being. I don't know what being anything but a basketball
celebrity, but not a basketball. That's what you want to be.
If I'm Philly, you want this. I would put in the contract. You need to keep your weight and certain, stay in shape. They need to maybe set some requirements for him. But I don't know who else you're gonna pay. Or maybe give him a little less.
Yeah,
I don't know. But you got to pay that man. You got to bring him back. You got to bring him back. Maybe if you can cut him, maybe if you can get a better, he can lower that contract and then you can get somebody else to bring him in. But I think Harden will be better next year. I'm hoping that. Well, let me say I'm hoping he will be better.
Please say that. Please say that.
I just don't understand because
I heard ring season.
I thought it was gonna be. I did. That Embiid injury did hurt us. It did hurt our chances because Embiid was a big part of this push and that injury.
I mean, y'all tied the series up 2-2. You got what you wanted.
Oh, I know. It's.
I'm
sorry.
Y'all didn't even mention the biggest thing though. the biggest thing with Harden for me is, you quit on two different teams.
He didn't quit. He didn't quit on the Nets. The Nets quit on him. Kyrie Irving. They left. Katie was hurt, and Kyrie was a part-time player. And they left James Harden with these bums and tried to blame him for playing with the bums who they couldn't even get one game out of in the playoffs.
But Mees, it ain't like he was playing for the Rockets and it ain't help on the way. KD is coming back. Kyrie listens to KD for whatever reason.
He does.
You just had to weather that storm. You knew Kyrie was on that team.
Correct.
Before you said, all right, I'll go here.
But they didn't know Kyrie was going with the vaccine and all that.
He done showed you that in 3 different
You didn't have to. You had KD.
Yeah. I felt like Harden and KD was enough.
Yeah,
they were enough.
I did too. I was one that said they should have traded Kyrie for pieces.
And that's the that mission failed. That mission that they put together, it failed.
It failed. Well, they didn't play, but only like 16 games.
It failed. It failed. They were all on the same team. They couldn't get along. They was arguing with each other. It was a lot of health issues. You had one star playing, 2 out. You had 2 stars playing, 1 out. You had all of them out at one point. They lost like 11 games or 12 games in a row. I mean, it was a lot of different factors that went into that season. And that's what, egos start turning, especially when you think, oh, I'm better than this. I can do this and I can do that. That's when them egos start turning. And that's what happened. And then last minute, here we go. Sixers just give away everything. And then Brooklyn's like, okay, yeah, you can take Harden. We'll just take these people and do something with it. And that's when I told y'all, I said, Sixers gave away that bench. They lost this trade. They gave away that bench. And none of them players on that bench could help them out. And that's what happened. And guess what? And you mentioned it because you got James Harden playing with these bums on the court. You just said it. You just said it. So that's
the Nets had the bums. My boy Court Moss not no bum, man.
Okay.
They should have played Shake more.
He probably had 10 points in the whole series.
I thought that kid Shake Milton was good last year. He looked like he could ball.
He looked pretty good in that last game.
He cannot ball. He cannot ball, right?
He can play, but it's just he can play. But when you got a coach like Doc and always over somebody's shoulder and always want to be in your ear and talk about something, it's hard to play for a coach like that. Just go out there and play basketball. That's what you need to tell your players. Go out there and play basketball.
They're in the NBA. Y'all making millions of dollars. If you're scared of your coach, look. They just sent the guy that was scared to Brooklyn. So I mean,
well, he got engaged.
I will say that what's my man Daryl Morey for the Sixers? He lucked up. He really lucked up because I can't see no other team in the league, even before what happened with Ben Simmons, who was about to trade anything of value for Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
I couldn't see any other team. Maybe the Lakers trading Westbrook, but
all I gotta say is the city want him gone.
Who want him gone?
The city. No, Daryl Morey. They want him gone.
Oh, they want Daryl gone because Daryl.
They saying that whole front office need to go. They've been messing this team up for years. Elton Brand, it started with Elton Brand bringing in everybody and just trading. You every deadline from probably when he came in to now, he made a trade. And then the teams, you just got so many people coming in there. You had Sarge, you had Covington, you had Jimmy Butler, you got Tobias, you got Al Horford. They didn't even play Al Horford when he was on the team. Like, Drummond, like all these Steph Curry.
I give you that. They did good with Maxey.
Yeah, that was a good pick. And I try to warn people, let's see what Max can do when the lights are bright. Let's see if he can sustain that, level of play that he did in the regular season.
Right, James be whining at James. I'm like, man, y'all grown. You don't whine like that in a playoff game.
Look, if Kyrie and them did it in Brooklyn, and now they doing it in the Sixers, who's the real problem?
What you talking about?
You said Maxey was crying at Harden. If Kyrie and them boys did it in Brooklyn,
what did Kyrie and them do?
And Maxey them. You remember they were saying they was arguing in practice. They played 1-on-1, and that's when he going at him. That was reports out. Allegedly reports. That was allegedly reports. No. I didn't give it from Stephen A.
Oh, I'm about to say, because he got that from ball sack.
Stephen A. too Hollywood, man. Stephen A. too Hollywood. We don't listen to Stephen A. no more.
I don't know what to believe.
Stephen A. need to come on here. You need some ratings, bro.
I don't think they got it. They did. But Kyrie is hard headed, man. He already apologizing to LeBron.
He a lot of that was. I wanted to ask y'all about that. What is he? What he trying to get back over there now?
Come on, Kyle. Come on.
With him. No.
Come on, Kyle.
Look, here he is crying for help. Hold on. I left something in here.
I don't care. It's good.
The play-in, but no. Go ahead.
He already solidified, man. We just playing for extras right there.
I seen something earlier, and I wanted to ask you. You said something about Patrick Beverly made a comment about playing for the Lakers. You really want that?
I love Patrick Beverly, man. Except for when he played LeBron. I love P. Bev.
Is this like your Wayne Ellington love, though? Or
no, this is a different love.
Wayne don't always want to play LeBron.
Wayne didn't get a fair shot.
Why didn't he?
Because Bron won't help you.
You had all those injuries and he didn't get a fair shot.
I'm talking about you. See, I wanted Wayne to play specifically with LeBron because he pairs good with LeBron because he's a shooter. But he didn't get. LeBron was in and out the lineup, so Wayne didn't get a fair shot. But y'all gonna talk bad on my boy Wayne though. I understand, but bring
it's nothing to talk about because he ain't do nothing.
Do what he said he was gonna do. He gonna bet. We need that type of guy that's gonna hold LeBron accountable because it seems like everybody's scared to say something to LeBron besides probably AD, but he don't ever be on the court, so he can't say nothing. And I mean, you need that player that ain't scared to talk to say from the 1 to 15 guy on the bench. He's not scared to say anything to. He can talk to the coaches, be a person that can speak to the coaches and then come relay to the team from the, like I said, from the biggest guy to the smallest guy. And Bev is, I love watching Pat Bev, his antics. I would love to have him on the Lakers and playing with LeBron.
Y'all got enough antics over there.
Lock him up. And he played better defense than shoot better threes and play better defense than Russell Westbrook. I'd take him over Russ any day of the week.
They just need to call y'all the Hollywood Lakers, man.
That's what they are.
They said
that's what they need to just be.
That's all they out there for. It's the Hollywood show.
Yeah. LeVar said,
can't win the games.
LaVine want to come to LA too. Everybody want to still come to LA.
And the Pelicans said thank you for that pick. The Pelicans.
Oh man.
In the draft this year.
Oh, who y'all got? Are we moving on or we?
I just want to know who you got winning it all.
Celtics. Well, no, wait. It's between the Celtics and the Warriors. That's who I have in the finals, but it's tough. But I don't know. I think y'all could win it because the way you guys defend in the matchup. But then I also, it's hard to go against the Warriors in a championship pedigree. That championship pedigree is big, especially in the NBA in the playoffs. So
it is, but they haven't been here in a minute.
I'm gonna roll with y'all in the Celtics. Y'all ain't neither, so it's gonna be. They've been there before.
They have.
I got us two over the Warriors. I gotta stop giving these. Oh, I think this has happened. I need to just wait an hour before the game because, as you can see, 2 hours before the first game, we got two starters out. We got another guy out tonight. And it's just,
Well, that's for good reasons. Since his first child with his wife, he going back there to do that. So it's for good reasons.
But, it factors. He ain't playing tonight, but whatever.
It factors in, but, people can be human.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people been giving them flack about that.
That's just a fan coming out of people. That's all. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure if it was them, they'd be right there in that room.
Who you got, Derek?
I got the Celtics. We just need to take care of business against Miami. And the Warriors are a good team and they shoot the ball well, but it's ways to get around that. Right. You're going to have to beat us. And we got people that can actually and that's why I tell people about this series. You don't have it's besides Pritchard, you going from 6'4", 6'5" and up. you ain't got people that's going down and you shooting over them and things like that. So that defense, when you switching, you're gonna be shooting over a guy, and you better hope you get some open looks because you're gonna need them. So contain the shooters. I think we play the Warriors, but contain the shooters. But get through Miami first. Sometimes we like to look ahead, but sometimes for me, I just take it one game at a time and see how we can get better and see where we lost. Because I thought we should have beat the Bucks 4-1, but we lost.
Definitely.
We lost it on ourselves. I mean, we were up one under a minute and had two good looks that could have stretched the game out to 4 and lost that. Then we couldn't get a rebound, 12 seconds left in the game, and lost that game. So we got to stop self-inflicting ourselves and actually go out there and win the game. And if we can do that, and if we can play good basketball, I think we can be NBA champions. And this will be good. 2022 NBA champions, man. I have a good year. I have my Braves win it. Now I have my Celtics win it. My Tar Heels should have won it, but, we had a collapse in the second half. I know you can roll your eyes, but y'all wasn't there because we beat a team to go there. Who was that?
We were reminiscing about this at work today.
I don't even remember that.
You know. Oh, okay. You know.
No, hey, look, me.
Everybody leaving.
Every time we play y'all from now on, they gonna show a highlight. They gonna show Caleb Love's shot. So
yep.
I won't be watching.
Just live with it, brother.
Hey, look, I wrote a couple things down. I want to say this too before I ask y'all some questions. But Derek, you're gonna get mad at me, but I don't care if it's true. If we're gonna win the championship, Jaylen Brown got to be better every night. Now, I know you like to say him and Tatum are close or whatever. They are in a lot of ways, but Brown to me, man, he's so talented, but it's like, I don't know if he gets in his head some games or it's just like you can tell with Jaylen Brown in the first 5 minutes. Well, you know what? After the first quarter, because he normally plays really well every first quarter. It's like he can score 20 points in the first quarter, and we go into the fourth quarter, he got 24 points. He done missed 7 free throws.
Still winning.
Yeah, but again, though, like we shouldn't have to win like that. You know what I'm saying? If he's the true number 2, when your number 1 is not 100% your number 1, or he's getting triple teamed, you got to kill Matt Strus and Hero and all of these. Come on, man.
He came up big in multiple games in that Bucks series and stretched the lead out. You never mentioned Tatum when he come up small, when he had 6 turnovers and 8 points in the second half and 1 for 7 from the floor. You never mentioned that, but you want to bring up a number 2 guy that's already. He brought us back in that fourth quarter and tried to make a run he kind of clicked on when he had 13 in that fourth quarter. So let's not come up here and say, Jaylen Brown need to do this, Jaylen Brown need to do that. Tatum need to do the same thing. Tatum turned the ball over and stretched that lead out. They went on a 22-2 run. So let's not do that.
And what did Joe Boy do during that 22-2 run? He missed 5 out of 6 free throws.
He ain't missed 5 out of 6.
How many did he miss? I know he missed 3 in a row.
It seemed like Jaylen Brown
he was probably like 3 for 6.
Need to be the first person in for shoot around because it seemed like every time he the first person in for shoot around, he has a good game.
You would think at this point that he would just do that every time, right?
How many people shooting 10 for 16 from the field every game? Not many. Luka not doing that. Luka's not doing that. Greek's not doing that. LeBron's not doing that.
If you're the number 2 option, you need to be shooting more than 16 shots. That's just a fact.
It depends on how the game is operating.
It depends on how the game is going because
let me just shoot up 16 shots just to shoot it. No.
Listen, you can't compare Tatum's bad game to Jaylen Brown's. And I say this because
yes, you can.
It's so much.
If he missing in the second half, why can't we compare it?
It's so much more that Tatum does on offense that Brown does not. It's not capable.
He does the same thing. He does.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're not being serious.
All right.
Jaylen Brown is not a playmaker. He has tunnel vision. He dribbles with his head down, and it's just a fact. He does get to the basket.
Tatum does the same thing.
Hold on. So my thing is this: the difference between his bad game and his, Tatum getting triple teamed. He's probably getting guarded by the best defender all game. So when he has a bad game, it's a little different when Bobby Portis or Grayson Allen is guarding you. It's different. What's my man? Wes. What's my guy from Milwaukee?
You mean Wes Matthews that was locking up Tatum?
Yeah, Wes Matthews that wasn't in the NBA.
That was locking up Tatum.
That same guy.
That was locking up Tatum. Yes.
Tatum,
so he didn't lock up Tatum. Means did he lock up Tatum?
He did lock up Tatum one game. He did.
What game?
You know what game it was.
I want to know what game it is, and I guarantee you.
Game 3.
Still outscored your boy in
Game 3. Game 3.
I hear you. Well, if Wes Matthews is on him, who's guarding Jaylen Brown?
Drew Holiday.
Maybe Drew
Holiday. Okay. All right.
Oh, he'll slap.
All right. I think Drew Holiday was guarding Marcus Smart most of the time.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I'm just saying, the guy you said that was supposed to be out the lead was locking down Jason Tatum. I guess he was triple teaming him then too.
Who was guarding him the night he scored 46?
I don't know who was guarding him. Nobody.
It was him too. Okay. Means I want to ask you this. You a semi-Laker fan right now. What did both of y'all think of Winning Time, or have y'all watched it?
I haven't watched it.
Y'all need to watch it, man.
So nothing.
Great piece of television. Derek's still mad. It's okay. Your boo, Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry. Play better. That's all I gotta say. Is play better, man.
Means he does this all the time. Game one, he did this. Brown this, Brown that. Man, this series over, man. I don't even know. I said, why are we talking about it then? It's no need
of the Buck series.
Yeah, after game 1, he said this series over, man. They ain't even playing, man. If he gonna give you this, man, this series over, man. I don't even know why I'm watching this series over. I said, calm down. He got one bad game. Maybe he'll go back. When he doing game 2?
He's had more than one bad game.
I said he had one bad game in that series. You just said the Buck series, did you not?
He has 6 points.
You just said the Buck series, and who has 6 points?
Mees.
Who has 6 points in the next game?
You tell me then, Derek. Go ahead.
Who has 6 points in the next game?
Who? Was it him again?
No, it was Tatum. I'm still waiting on Tatum. He don't want to speak on that. I'm still waiting on Tatum to show up.
In no game.
Y'all got to stop with the player on player crime.
So are you?
Listen, Jaylen Brown is my guy. But again, if he's gonna be the number 2 option on a championship team, you don't need to have 6 points guarded by Grayson Allen, Wes Matthews, going into 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter in a playoff game. That's bad.
Look at that. Game 3, Tatum had 10 points, 4 for 19. Brown had 20. He had 10 points, 4 for 19, 0 for 6 from 3. Brown had 27, 8 for 16. That's the game where they lost by. That's the game by they lost by 2, and we had 2 opportunities. We had 2 opportunities to do that. I told you he'd bounce back. Don't panic.
Oh, he did bounce back.
Twice.
It shouldn't be this many.
Twice.
Both of them. It shouldn't be this
Game
many.
2 and 3, he led the team in scoring. Game 2 and 3.
He did. Congrats. He scored 6 points in game 1. So I guess
Still won the series.
Yes, Tatum did win the series.
That you said it was over.
Win the series.
That you said it was over.
All right, so look, since we being funny, I did say that. Mees, do you recall Derek probably about December saying he's no longer even a Celtics fan?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I do. Talk about him?
Was I playing about that?
Mees, he tried to tell me he didn't say this.
What? I never said I wasn't a Celtics fan.
Mees.
I thought you did say that.
I never said I was one of the Celtics fans. This is the same guy that said, man, this team ain't going to the playoffs. I said, hold on, we one game out of the AC. What we ain't going for? Then he talking about, we need to find this coach. Man, this coach don't know what he's doing, man. He has no clue. Yeah, the team, you see this hat I'm wearing? The hat you wearing too.
Hey, look, he had to do a Skip Bayless and go get it out the trash.
I ain't doing no Skip Bayless. This is already on her. I got more hats over here.
I wanted to ask y'all too. What
Go ahead.
Think of this new? Y'all see that they named the trophies for the Eastern Conference Championship, Western Conference. What did y'all think of that?
I think it's like a college kind of deal. You know how they in each region they name an outstanding player. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's another accolade that you can add to a finals, Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals. I mean, I don't think it takes away anything that has been accomplished. It's still, you got the West teams, you got the East teams. This is the best team from these conferences. Let's award the best player from these conferences, and then, all right, now they match up, and you got a higher award. So it's something like that.
What was the one? They did another award. It was like Bob Cousy and Oscar Robertson. What award was that?
I don't know that. No.
They named something after both of them too. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember. Number award's cool though. The Eastern Conference one should have been named the LeBron James.
I agree.
But I get it. He's probably still playing. So
I don't.
Why? He went to like 10 9 Eastern Conference finals.
More than that.
Okay.
More than that, really. He actually did.
I think he's been more than that, honestly, Mies.
But the
you're going from 2007 to the Magic series, to all the Heat years, all of the next year's Cavs. That's what 4 or 5. That's like 10 right there.
Until what 18?
But I don't have no problem. Yep, I don't have no problem with the name or nothing. I mean, still, Larry Bird is still all-time great. Still, he still dominated the East in his time. So and the Magic Johnson as well. It's all good. That's just my opinion. But I think it just. I mean, it doesn't, like Derek said, it doesn't take nothing away. It doesn't add nothing to it to me. It's just the extra war, give them something to play for. Probably add it into the contracts in next year or so. You get this, you get a little bonus or something. So.
Let me see. What do y'all think of this idea for a mid-season tournament?
I don't like it, but
too much.
I don't like it, but I didn't like the play-in at first, but I love the play-in now. So
I love it.
I'll give it a chance and I'll see how it looks. And you said what?
Derek hates it. He's making a face.
I like it because it actually makes the end of the season very very competitive and very interesting. Like, because you're fighting, it gives those teams something to fight for. And the last 2 years, it hasn't really affected the real playoffs or anything. Like, it's still been competitive and still actually kind of been like the right.
So was the Lakers deserving to make the playoffs this year?
No, they didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. They had a chance to make that whole season. What didn't say screen playoffs? That whole season didn't screen playoffs, and you leading up to 1 or 2 game difference from the Pelicans and the Lakers, and they make the playoffs. Like, it don't screen playoffs to me.
I mean, but half the league is already.
If you need extra credit on your test, go right ahead. I'll curve it. Let me curve this test up 10 points so you can pass. That's basically what you're doing.
But look at it like this. If we didn't have these rules in place, we wouldn't have got the New Orleans and Phoenix series, which turned out to be good. I actually feel like New Orleans may be, something next year based off of what they were able to do in that play-in and in that first round. What's that Alvarez kid? I didn't even really know who he was, but I like him.
Yeah, me too. I think it just adds a little something. I don't think it really. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's good. Playing's a good thing. But this midseason tournament, I'll see how it goes. I'll give.
It's making the playing field more level than what it should be.
And so,
what I think they should do? If they do that mid-season, they should cut out like 10 games of the season or something. Mm-hmm.
So they're saying like if the winner is automatically gets into the playoffs or something.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
I wonder.
Now that's weird.
What seed though? Like what seed do they get? I'm confused as to what seed do you get.
And then if they make the team that wins it, if they just outright make the playoffs, does somebody else get that spot? Or
see, I don't like this because I like the play-in. The play-in's cool. The play-in makes sense.
A lot of questions.
I don't like this because this is like what seed do they get? Like what if they like 20, 30 games, 30 and 40, whatever, and
for sure
they're getting like a 3 seed. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. It's going a lot. I think the players will complain if it's like that. But once I figure out the rules, the actual their actual rules and stipulations and everything, it might be good. The play-in's good, so we'll see how it goes. They got these people that get paid all this money to figure this stuff out, so they might have something good cooking up there.
Now, I will say something I do want to see them change that I think is pretty simple. You need to let the whoever comes in first place in each conference, they should be able to choose between the 7 and the 8 who they want to play. Like that should be a perk for that, especially because they don't know. But you got to think, you got the 1 seed, right? So you're supposed to kind of give them a little perk. They don't know
got home court.
Yeah.
2 days before the game. Now you got your 3 seed, your 4 seed.
So there's no point of the play in there. So what you want if they pick who they want, that's going to be the 8th seed. So the 7th seed will play the 9th and the 10th winner?
No. Like say they could pick the 7th seed if they wanted to. And then the 1 could play the 7 and the 2 could play. So let's say
they still gotta wait to see who the 8th seed is to pick though. Like so they still wait.
That's what I'm saying. But that would be a perk for that 1 seed having to wait to see. You see what I'm saying? They could at least be able to choose between the 2 teams.
No.
And I think that'll create a lot of drama because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll play them. We can beat them. You know what I'm saying? That adds drama. That adds stakes to me, you know. Then you're going to get in a situation like this year. A star player gets hurt most of the year, comes back at the end of the year, gets in the play-in, win. I'm talking about the Nets. And now you got a team that probably would have been no less than probably a 3 seed had he been healthy. And now they're the 7 seed playing the 2. Like that's not fair to that 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So you should at least be able to the Heat should have been able to pick who they wanted, which I know they would have picked the Hawks, but they should have that choice.
Right.
Who knows? I guess more come out. I guess it's more of a let's see. I guess how they do like NFL changing the rules and stuff. Let's bring this to the board and see what we can vote on it and see what we can get out of it. We'll see what happens. Fellas, it's game time. It's game time. I think we did pretty good today.
Well, I thought we was going to have some guests on the show today. I guess I talked a little trash at the end. You know, I was all hyped for great debate today, but you know.
Nick said he had class. I don't know what class it was. Maybe that workout class in here.
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll see. Hopefully they don't run again. I mean, it's different when you come on here, you know.
Yeah.
You can't use that phone all day. 39 points in the third quarter.
Don't remind me.
Terrible. Different game today. We're going to see what happens. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you stay in tune.
On what? Start up. I'm sorry. I thought we were still.
Predictions on what?
Tonight, Brown and Tatum combined for 60 tonight.
Oh, wow. I don't know about. I just got y'all winning tonight. I don't know.
I will say I talked some trash about Brown, but after he does play a bad game, he normally bounces back in a big way. I give him that. He is more than capable. I just need these guys to be more consistent. They should be. Like you said, how much money they make?
I'm interested to see how Smart looks too. How he looks and how many minutes he can play tonight.
Yeah.
Quality minutes.
Al warming up, so he back. So we're gonna see what happens. But this should be a good game. I mean, now we got our starters back 24-4 with the starters. So that's good sign. And I think we can match their intensity and play with some heart. And we got our heart back and Smart, and we got our leader back and Smart and Horford. So they can keep these guys together. And Grant Williams just got to, knock down shots. I mean, the shots going to be there. You just got to knock down the shots and keep it. But we'll see. We'll make sure we get back to this hopefully sooner than later. And maybe the next time we talk, we'll be world champions, NBA champions, and see what we do. Fellas, we did it. Easy peasy. Next time we'll have some guests on here because NFL season is coming back. We got a lot to talk about. Who's the greatest rapper of all time? And just some other topics that we need to get to when we got that little gap between NBA and NFL. But for me, it's for Harper, season 2, episode 4, Talkin Noise Podcast.
Peace. I'm trying to get in the A-League of this fantasy
We
football.
gonna see. We gonna see.